Are you sick and tired of not selling enough houses? Today I'm going to give you the actual steps you can take that'll make some things happen. You know, when you get to a place with your business where maybe it's stalled or maybe it's pulled back even a little bit and you're wondering, what is it that I should do? The first thing you should do is to evaluate where you are and then realize that in order to get different results, we're going to have to do some different things. Now, some of these things I'm going to go over with you today may be reminders. What I've always heard is that most people don't need to be taught, they need to be reminded. So I'm going to share some things today that maybe you haven't thought about in a little while or never thought about. And what I want to do is I want to jar you into action. I want to give you the opportunity to really say, enough is enough. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of not selling enough houses. I'm going to start taking some action. So the first thing that we're going to talk about is pick up the phone. Now, you hear this all the time, but what does that mean? Who should you be calling? Because a lot of times what happens is we get frozen by, well, I don't mind making phone calls. I'm just not sure who to call. So I'm going to give you a couple things here. You know, one of the things that I think is always concentrated on is once you do get someone on the phone, what do you talk about? Maybe you've heard the Ford method where it talk about family. That's the F in that acronym. Or talk about some of the occupation. What is it that they do for a living? Talk about recreation, what they enjoy doing, and their dreams. And that Ford method serves you very well when you're having a conversation with people once you get them on the phone. But who should you call? So I'm going to shift this just a little bit. Instead of Ford, once we get them on the phone, what do we do to find those people, or who do we make the calls to? And I'm going to use the acronym Chevy on this one to help us identify exactly who we should be calling. The C stands for clear opportunities. Who is it that has told you that they would buy if they found the right place? Or someone that maybe mentioned that, hey, we're probably going to be looking at selling in the near future or in the future. Having those conversations with those people that have told you or that have indicated by their actions that they're ready, willing, and able once the opportunity comes, make sure you're reaching out to those folks first. That's the first group, because we want to pick the low-hanging fruit, so to speak. What are the easiest calls you can make? Who is it that has mentioned to you that maybe they were renting but they might want to buy in the future? Who is it that's mentioned to you that they may want to sell, or maybe they want to move up, or maybe they're thinking about making a move in the coming 6 to 12 months? Who is it that you've talked to that you know that you'll have a clear opportunity to do business with in the next 6 to 18 months? Those are the first people we want to start with, because those are the people that can do immediate business and that you know they're there ready and willing and able once you find the right place for them. The H is for have done business with before. Who is it that you've done business with before? Your past clients, those folks that have sent you referrals in the past. That's our next group of people we're going to call. Obviously, we want to reach out to those that we have a clear understanding that we can do business with sometime in the near future. But having those conversations with those people that you've talked to in the past, that have sent you business, that already know, like, and trust you, that's the next place to start. You see, by making these calls, maybe it's not even that they're ready to do anything, but by calling them, you come to top of mind. You become the first thing they think of. Now it begins to be something where they're looking for opportunities to potentially send you referrals. Also, think about those people that you've done business with in the past that do multiple transactions. Do you have any investors that maybe you've sold to in the past? These are a great group to call now, because typically investors don't sit still for long. They either want to add an additional property, or they want to reposition a property, or they find themselves where they're in a cash crunch and they need to sell. Reaching out to those past clients is a great place to start and to have some conversations that really build momentum. The E in Chevy stands for event areas. What are the areas where you've had something that has just come on the market that you can call the neighbors and let them know and make sure that they know that this place is on the market? Or what is the event where something is sold that you can call the neighbors and let them know how this sale affects the value of their property? You see, when you reach out to people with actual information, something of value, these are the conversations that we're looking for to really be able to move our business forward. The V stands for vocal supporters. Who are those people that every time you post on social media that they comment or they like or they share your post? Who are those people in your past that maybe were some of the people that have encouraged you in your life and your business? Maybe it's a past teacher, a past coach, someone that's been important in your life. Who are those people that you know are cheering you on? These are great people to call, because when you reach out to them and you just check in and you just see how they're doing, not only does it build momentum in your business, it builds momentum in your life, because you're deepening those relationships of people that are already for you and that you know are going to be for you into the future. The Y stands for those people that are in your database people. Who is it that you haven't talked to in a little while? Maybe these are folks that you've got set up on an automated campaign where they receive property information, but you haven't picked up the phone and talked to them in a little while. It's a great way to re-engage them either on the phone or via text. It's just to simply call and just simply say, Hey, it's Jimmy. It's been a little while. I know you've been receiving the emails on properties. I just want to make sure I'm not overwhelming you. Should I make any adjustments to the frequency of the emails that I'm sending, or should I also make any adjustments to the type of properties I'm sending you? This is a great way. And then typically you're going to get a couple of answers. Well, actually, we're not interested anymore. Great. We can't make a living off of maybes. We need to know yes or no. Now we can remove them from our database, or we can move on to someone that really needs our help. Also, what we typically get in this is, no, these are great. Or, yes, actually, we're thinking about 6 months from now is about the time when we're going to be ideally getting ready to buy. Now you've uncovered the opportunity that we were talking to, and these folks move right up to the front where we're talking about those clear opportunities. The next way to regain your momentum, and number 2 in this list, is that you should absolutely focus on the people that need to do something instead of those that just want to. Now, who are the people that need to? You know, there's a lot of these D's they talk about, people with diamonds that are getting married, that are looking to possibly buy a home for them, or maybe in this day and age, you've got 2 people that may own homes that need to sell one of those. Whatever it is, it's diamonds, it's death, it's those folks that have passed away. I think the statistic used to be somewhere in the neighborhood of about 70% of people that pass away have to sell a property in an estate. So what can you do to build some relationships with estate attorneys? What can you do to build some opportunities that you can see to really serve somebody that could really use your help? Of course, there's divorce. What are the things that we see in these situations? A lot of times a home needs to be sold, unfortunately. What are these things as far as maybe somebody gets a promotion, or they're moving, or they're having an opportunity to move into our area? How can you become their go-to source for maybe an HR director at a local business that is moving employees in and out of your area? You see, when you focus on those people that really need to do business, you're going to be able to do more business. Third way to regain momentum is to focus on out-of-town owners. Now, when you are looking at your tax rolls, or in some areas you can ask your title company to be able to give you this information, find the owners that have an address for the address where the mail or the tax bill is being sent to, that are out-of-town owners. Now, what this does is this is typically going to be an investor property, a second home, or if you're looking at land, it could be something that someone is planning to do something on in the future, or had plans to do something in the future and they've almost forgotten about that lot they own. This is a great place to start because there's no emotion involved. This is not their primary residence. This is not somewhere where it disrupts their family to make a move. This is someone that is probably had bought this as an investment or as something that they had plans to do into the future. And just simply calling, just saying, hey, I noticed you have this house over there. Just curious what your plans are for the house. Just let them talk. If they're an investor, they'll say, well, that's a great investment for us. We've got a great renter in there. We don't think we're ever going to sell that. I don't blame you. It's in a great neighborhood. If I could find you other homes like that, would you be interested in potentially buying an additional investment property in our area? Or maybe they come on and they say, well, we've got someone coming. That rent, actually, that person is going to have their lease come up in about 6 months. So we're going to make a decision then. Great. Why don't I do this? Would it be okay with you if I went ahead and got you an updated idea of the current value where you could have maybe a baseline? Maybe start sharing with you some of the information on what we're seeing in our current marketplace. Begin to build the opportunity to share and to add value to these folks. And I promise you're going to get opportunity to get listings as well. The next area to focus in on right now is the agents that are leaving the business. Who is it? Now, it's just a natural part of the cycle where we are, that as the business gets more difficult, we see agents that maybe did 1 or 2 deals or maybe got into the business that are leaving the business to go get a normal job or a different job or something else in their life. They may be retiring. What is it that you can do to offer an opportunity to those folks to serve the clients that they've built relationships with at a very high level, and potentially even give them a referral? Now, for us, like as a company, we have a referral company where people can park their license, and it is still active, but it's not where they have to pay their dues. They are just part of a separate company that's not a member of the association, where we can pass through referral fees. Maybe if your company has that, beginning to understand that, and go out to some of these agents that have left the business and say, hey, I know you've probably worked hard to build some relationships. It would be sad if all of those relationships just went to waste. I would love to be the person that you would refer those people to. I would absolutely be glad to take care of them and treat them like family and treat them at the level of expectation they would have after working with you. If you're interested in that, we do have this referral program where I could pay you a referral for any of those people. Now is a great time to reach out to some of those folks that are leaving the business. There's 1 or 2 deals out there for every single person that leaves the business, and in many cases there's more than that. We've even seen when some people leave the business, finding an agent that they have confidence in, that they know does the business well, they almost are bolder to go out and to recommend them to their past clients or those clients that they've they were working with, more so than they had confidence in doing the business themselves. Reach out to these agents that have left the business, and there's opportunity all around. Last but not least, get out of the office. Now, there is a time, and I love for people to come into the office, get the energy, to be around our team, to be in the office where there's activity happening. But there does come a time where you got to get where the people are, and the people are not walking in the real estate doors as much as they used to. Where are they right now? They're walking into open houses. Where are they right now? They're active in your community. What is it that you can do to position yourself to be in a place where those folks that will potentially do business with you or that could send business to you will be? It's sitting open houses. It's going out and becoming active in your child's school, or maybe in some type of charitable organization that you have a passion to be a part of. Whatever it is, get out where the people are. When you get out where the people are, opportunity begins to show its face. There is another option. You don't have to continue to be sick and tired of being sick and tired of not doing enough deals. Take action now. Opportunity is all around us, and when you take that action, you follow these steps, I promise you're going to get some results. I hope this has been helpful, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching the video. I specifically chose the video below for you because it builds on the one you just watched. I hope it's helpful, and I'll talk to you soon.